We are now live streaming, guys. We are now live streaming. So let's share this. Boom, boom. Okay, so I don't know if this person is trolling. If you're being real, that's a very hard question to break. I think that that's not a question you need to be asking here. You need to ask somebody else that. Honestly, you need to go on Jerry Springer. Shit is wild. She's probably trolling though. It depends, man. Really big question. I don't know what your disability is. It all depends on your disability. What's the deal, man? You want to answer your question? You got 10 seconds to say something. You get kicked off. All right. Weirdo. Didn't want to say nothing, so he got out of there. I'm going to be live for another maybe, I would say 20, 30 minutes. But I'm on YouTube. So if you want to see the video I'm reacting to, you can go on YouTube. If not, you can just hear it from here, because we're about to get started. I'm gonna just let that get piled up a bit. Let's see, get some people in here. See, we got 2 playbacks. But we're about to get into this video. It's a very, very interesting video. If you want to actually see the video, you can, but you can also listen to it. That's fine too. If you guys are having a hard time finding Instagram or YouTube, just hit the link in the bio and just get into it. I think thoughts on marriage. I think if I wasn't Muslim, if I wasn't raised, and even if I didn't have a level of religiosity, I would never get married. I think the court system and marriage in America, aside from religion, is just a setup. But because I do share a level of religiosity, and because I am Muslim and I try to follow my religion to the best of my abilities, probably not the best of my abilities, but I have to get married one day. It probably won't be by the law. So this way we won't run into those problems. But I'm an ethical person. I would never fuck my wife over. I would never do something like that. But I feel like if you don't do it by the law, you won't run into a lot of problems. But either way, she's the woman I marry is going to be a very lucky, happy woman. I promise you. There's nothing. White women are regular women. There's no separate. There's nothing special about them that you would separate from any other race. I've talked to about 2 handfuls. It's not my preference. I usually only date Black or Hispanic women, but I've dated about 2 handfuls, like I said. But they're women. They're regular women like anybody else. There's no big difference. What other accounts? All right, so I'm done with the questions. We're about to get into the video. Let's see how many people we got streaming. All right, let's just get into it. All right, so it says the darkest secret modern women are afraid of telling you. And this goes about with the topic that we have for the podcast about, why women lie about their body count. But let's get into some specifics, some of the logistics, some of the, hearing it from, their mouths. Let's get into it.
But it's pretty easy. And I didn't realize how easy it is. I literally could get on my phone and do, like, that night. If I wanted to hook up with a guy, you could just go on. It's the easiest thing ever. That blew my mind because I'd never done that online dating stuff. Totally.
Now, before we get into the video, this is a this is a, how do you say, because I'm on TikTok, I don't want to get caught. This is a voluptuous Caucasian female who I would not say is the most attractive. I would say that she is, and I'm not gonna front like I've never hooked up with a voluptuous Caucasian female. Yeah, it was on the low. Yeah, I would never put this woman into a relationship. Right? It's happened. It's happened. I'm a bit of a chubby chaser sometime. I mean, before, my standards are really high now. My standards are super high. I'm very selective. But before we get in, this is a voluptuous Caucasian woman, right? And I would say, as far as looks goes, because you do have voluptuous women who are extremely beautiful, but that's not enough for me, especially nowadays. But this voluptuous Caucasian woman, I would say, looks, she's about a 5.8, 5.5 maybe. I wouldn't even say she's teetering upon a 6. I can't even. It doesn't feel right to give this woman a 6. But I want you to hear about how she's talking and how easily it is for her to have options, how easily it is for her to get men to hook up with.
Like the wisdom to let me measure it.
Shut the. Go ahead.
Liz, what's the biggest, Liz? Let us know.
No,
Let us know.
it was like 10, 5/8, 10 and 5/8. It was almost 11. When I first became single, it just was like, I just need to have sex. So I just would tell him, these are the rules. I am meeting you. We are fucking, and I am leaving, and we don't talk anymore. And that's what I would do. But then they would somehow find me. They wanted more, and I was like, no, that wasn't. I was single.
Now, when she said that men would, she would, and this is not the most attractive woman. Now, when she said that men would contact her, even though she told them this is a one and done thing, they would contact her and say that they wanted more. Now, do they want a relationship? No. Do they want companionship? Probably not. Do they want some more of that fellatio? Some of that good old voluptuous big girl lovemaking? Probably. I've done it before too, right? But not for. See, my thing is, I like fellatio, right? I'm a big fan of it. I love it. And through my experience, I'm finding very key choice words here because I'm on TikTok and I don't feel like getting kicked off. Voluptuous women are usually, not all, because I don't deal with any now and I'm getting it pretty good. But voluptuous women usually give amazing fellatio. And I feel like as if they understand that they have to compensate for their lack of attraction and their heavy set, right? So they have to compensate for something. So there's been times where there's been girls that be like, oh, they want a relationship with me. And I would tell her, like, honestly, you're cute, but you're not presentable enough to be with me. And I've told girls that straight up. Like, you would have, maybe we can work out together. You could hit the gym and we can get you right. And then maybe you would qualify to be in a relationship. I've said, wallahi, I swear by everything I love, I've said that exact thing to women. I've said that exact thing. But there's been times that a girl wanted a relationship and I hit her up and I said, oh, what you up to? And she says, well, no, I'm talking to a guy that I really like, and I don't really want to talk to anybody. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I can respect that. I didn't know. I didn't know. But it wasn't because I wanted her. She gave great head, straight up. And I was honest, because I'm always honest. I'm always honest. I'm brutally honest. And I didn't say no, I couldn't be in a relationship. But I'm just saying, like, you need to lose weight. I was honest. And I gave her a fair chance. And she respected it. And after I said it, she still came back for more. But eventually she stopped, and she got into a relationship and was talking to a guy who she felt was taking her serious. And good for him, because I couldn't. Not in that condition. But guys will do this. But why do guys hit up girls when it's a girl that's not so attractive? Why? Because your average guy they don't get good lovemaking like that on a regular. They don't get it like that. So it's not so easily accessible for them. So if they want to spin the block with that same girl, yeah, okay. And then on top of that, Tinder's like the worst place, because I think it's like 10 to like 6 or something like that, 10 to 4 with men. Like there's more women, there's less women on Tinder than there is men. Like, you guys realize there's other apps you can use, right? That's a part of the stuff that I provide on Patreon. Get on Patreon and get your shit together. But there's other apps that you can use. And the men who win the most on Tinder are obviously the guys who are exceptionally good looking when it comes to looks, and the guys who display that they live a lavish lifestyle, the guys with money. Because Tinder is very superficial. But you got to understand is, anybody will clip that voluptuous, or even a girl that's not that cute, they'll clip them and never talk to them again. So it's easier for them. But let's get into the video.
I just wanted to do whatever. I was careless, yes. There were some things that I'm like, oh, and I think that was kind of from, 2020 and then breaking up and all that. However, I also have a very high sex drive. So I went from being able to have it whenever I wanted to just doing it myself. And I mean, I'm great at it, and I can get myself off very quickly.
Sounds morbid.
There's something different about being with that partner. Like that takes it to the next level. And so I'm definitely, so it was kind of also, that's why I turned it around. I felt like I took the power, and I was like, okay, here's the situation. This is what's going to happen. Da, 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 da. I'm coming over. Da, da, whatever. And then sometimes I enjoyed it. There was only a couple that I.
All right. What the hell is she doing? But it's a little commercial. But see, that's the thing. And you know what's more intriguing? When you tell girls no. When you tell girls no, because they can have it so easy. I'd be damned for girls say, oh, can I come over tonight and she looking the way that this girl's looking. Oh, can I come over tonight? No, she didn't even say can I. She said, I'll tell them straight up, I'm coming over and this is what we're doing. First of all, listen, I probably got somebody in my bed right now. That's not how that's working. I got to be up in the morning. I got things to do. We got to set up a date. You just can't come over. Now, depending on how she's moving, she's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just go hit somebody else up. I can imagine hit somebody else up. Okay, cool. That's probably what she'll do, but not me. But the thing is, depending on how she's moving, that may be a little more intriguing to her. So I matched this guy. He has some interest, but he's not letting me come and smash. Damn, I want to get that now. But these are what girls are doing. You hear it. She's saying it straight up. Oh, I'm coming over. Where? Where you coming over to? Not my place. Fuck out of here. It's crazy.
I didn't ever want like a serious relationship, and I just had that in my head, and I compartmentalized. And I think it's fine. Like, if you can do that, like, I don't feel like I'm this big whore, slow, I meant slut hoe. But I felt very just like, these are my needs. I'm going to get them met. And that's it. So it worked for me. And then now I'm in a new phase in my life.
Yes.
It's kind of hard, but I go out on a date. Because I have all these Tinder guys, you know.
Yeah.
However, Tinder, it's like so easy. I'm just like left, black men. left, black man. But it's
And that's another thing. She said a lot. But that's another thing that I've noticed. Obviously, black men love thick women, right? Not all the time. I don't... I can't speak for myself right now because I'm not going to speak for myself. But usually black men like thick women, right? And I think, and this is what I've heard from women themselves. They said, you know, that's not really so appealing in amongst their community, but black men are very accepting of it. So they develop a type based off where they are accepted. So this is a voluptuous Caucasian woman. And as you can see, left, black man, swipe right. Left, black man, swipe right. But aside from that, now she said that she's living a bit differently now, right? She says she's living a bit differently now because it's harder. Now, in that podcast, if you were here for the podcast, what did I say? I said in the study that they gave about having sexual partners, that men who were with a multitude of women and wanted to settle down with one, it was harder for them. But through time and patience and consistency, they were able to retrain their brain to be with one woman. Now, women that were with a multitude of men, the study said when they tried to do the same thing, they couldn't do it as easily. They had to literally willpower themselves, and their brain structure didn't change. Meaning that what the study said, that men and women were different when it came to sleeping with multiple partners. Women couldn't bounce back to the same way that men did. Now hit the link in the bio, subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, because I have that podcast up there. And I think the name of the podcast is Taking Her Soul or something like that. And it said women that have been with a multitude of men have a hard time creating a sexual bond, have a hard time creating a soul tie, right? Have a hard time creating a soul tie. So, you know, that's a thing. But she just admitted it. It was very hard now that she's trying to have a change, and she's trying to have a change in pace. She's saying it's difficult, and that testifies to this study that I was reading from, and I even put the source in here, so go check that out.
pretty easy, and I didn't realize how easy it is. I literally could get on my phone and do, like, that night, if I wanted to hook up with a guy, you could just go on. It's the easiest thing ever. That blew my mind because I'd never done that online dating stuff.
And that's another thing. I said that. I said usually more beautiful women usually have, they're usually used to getting attention. Listen to what she just said. She said it blew her mind how easy it was. Why? For starters, men don't approach women on a regular anyway. This is not something that men do. Men don't approach women on a regular. I mean, I do. If I'm in the moment, I feel like I'm definitely going to approach her. I don't give a fuck, right? But most men don't approach. And if they do grow the balls to approach, they're going to approach a girl they're attracted to. They're not going to go and approach the voluptuous big girl standing in the corner. Some maybe, but that's not how that goes. That's not how that usually goes. So beautiful women are usually used to attention, and they have higher standards. So they're not just settling for anything, unless they just wanting to hook up with a guy. And even if they're just wanting to hook up, they're going to try to go for something a little higher. But she just said this was outstanding. She couldn't believe how easy it was, because she's not used to getting attention like that, because it's not something that she experiences on a regular, right? So she was astonished how easy it was. So now she's just going crazy. She's just going crazy. And I told you in the podcast when I said, why do women lie about their body count? Because listen, I told you there was a girl, it's so crazy, stuck for the law, but it was a girl that we had just finished running a train on. And this was a girl that I knew for a while too. She was a little voluptuous, right? But not crazy. She had a really big butt though. And I would give her about a 6, right? Maybe a little lower, maybe just a tad bit lower, right? And I kid you not, on her Tinder, she had 2,000 and something messages. She had 2,000 and some change messages. And this is not the cutest woman. If she didn't come to me, I would never even looked at her twice. So imagine what the super, super pretty girls, imagine what theirs is looking like. Imagine what their DMs are looking like. Imagine what their Tinder messages is looking like. Which is why you have to stand out if you're going to do that whole Tinder thing. But the point is, it's very easy for women to get these kind of matches. It's very easy for them. It's very easy. And in reference to guys, yes. Well, she can just swipe right and just hook up with a guy easy. Come on now. It's not that easy for men. For men, it's like you gotta swipe, and then lucky if you even get a match. And then if you get a match, it's like, all right, damn, I got a match. So, I mean, Tinder for me, I don't really use it. I feel like a while ago when I had it, I think I had like 800 likes, that's when I was going crazy. This was like fresh out of a relationship. I was going crazy. Now I probably have like maybe, I think the last time I checked it, I had like maybe 200 something likes, but I don't use it. I don't use any dating apps. I'm just over it. I got kicked off so many times. They blocked me. It's just a lot. But if I have that much, and a broad that's not that attractive has thousands, what do you think the girls that are 8, 9s, and 10s have? Way more. Well, let's get back into the video.
So, anyways, my new phase is going on a date, not sleeping with them, going home.
I love you.
You go on a date, you don't give them the nookie at the end of the night, even after they took you to dinner and shit.
I have kissed them goodnight, and then they have taken me out again. But some of them, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't sleep with you because I was getting to know them.
That was hard to listen to.
Okay, I don't know who. Damn, I always do this. Who is this fucking dude? I don't know who this is. This funny looking motherfucker. But anyway, but you see it. You see it. Like, you see the type of shit that is going on and why a lot of women lie. This girl basically said she was wilding. She said this was 2020. This was about 2 years, maybe a year and a half ago. Who knows? Last year. She was getting bodies left and right. The way she was moving, she sounded like she accumulated maybe 50 in a year. Because I know after I had broke up with my ex and I came out of a 3-year relationship, body count went through the roof. It was way more than that, but it went through the roof. And she has more options, so I know she was going crazy. I know she was going crazy. So you can only imagine. You can only imagine the amount of bodies that was accumulated. You can only imagine. So you ask the question, why do women lie about their body count? Do you think guys are going to be accepting of that? No. On top of society condemning women for having a large body count, other women condemn women for having a large body count. Yeah, man, he'll probably sleep with you, but he's not going to want to wife you. So when you're ready to take things serious and you're ready to get into more of a serious relationship, no, he's not going to wife you. And like I said, I think it's a natural inclination for men. Like when it goes back, if you go listen to the podcast that I just did, it goes back to men having this natural inclination of being turned off by women that have a large body, having a large body count. Why? Because the studies show that women that have a lot of sexual partners and who have explored their promiscuous side, they have a hard time being in long-term relationships. They have a hard time settling down. They have a hard time maintaining a relationship. And it all makes sense. It all makes sense. So it is very understandable. But if you listen to the podcast, I put a lot of different ways for you to maybe figure out or to try to come to a truth to see if she's lying about her body count or not. You honestly never really know. You'll never really know unless she documents it or talks about it. But usually the one way, some women are honest, but usually the best way that I find is when other women talk about their body count, they're like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." But you never know. The women that brag about having a low body count, I feel like those are the women that really are being honest about theirs. But you'll never really know. You'll never really know. You never really know, and there's no way to ever figure out, right? But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up on YouTube. I'll take a few more questions on TikTok. So if you guys got any questions, put some questions in the question box, and I'll answer some questions for a few minutes.